Check your volume. You can start the intro.
Yeah, I'm down. What's happening, good people? Trying to-
Hey, Queen April.
What's up, Miss April? Trying to get my volume correct. Can you hear me?
Definitely. Nice and clear.
Good, 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 good. Kings and queens, what's happening? First, let's start with the first one. How are you this evening?
I'm doing well, thank you. Doing well. Thank you for asking. It's been a interesting week, but definitely doing well.
That's good. Shout out to everybody checking in bright and early. That's what's up. What's up, Brother Swan? Um, what's up, Kings and Queens? Episode 15, A Chocolate Crown. Super blessed to be able to come to you again. I mean, 15 shows, with all the everything's going on. Sometimes it's, life is crazy and it's not easy, especially when you're doing this and ain't no check attached to it yet.
Yet,
But
yet.
you
Hey,
heard us.
Swanee.
You definitely heard us say yet. But yeah, episode 15. We kind of ran over with episode 14 and we didn't even get to touch much on nutrition and what it's doing to us and are we what we eat and because I mean, to be honest, it was organic last week. It was straight off the top of the head and everybody was engaged and sending comments, so we definitely appreciate the feedback and thank you, man. We definitely enjoyed it.
Yes.
Sometimes we have plans and Queen Mary, she's a little bit more nervous if the topic doesn't get discussed.
I'm not nervous. I want to make sure we give the people what they came for and the organic conversation as well.
I mean, I understand that. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I won't speak for you. But what I will say is whatever the topic is, whatever we send out through social media as far as what we tell you the topic may be about, that's our plan. But you know what I'm saying? The creator leads you into ways and down paths that you may not even know or understand at that specific time. But we take it with a grain of salt and we keep it moving and keep it rolling. So episode 15, Chocolate Crowns.
Oh, he
We
coming with
usually
the questions early. Swanee G, we're gonna come back to that because is coffee good for us? That's a
no,
great question.
Max Garrison. Max Garrison. Go find out what brother Max Garrison did with the coffee bean
Mm-hmm.
and understand how he healed cancer with the coffee bean,
Mm.
but he didn't ingest it. He stuck it in a different orifice, and um, it became a cancer healer and a cancer fighter. So the way we do coffee, obviously not with milk and sugar and all kind of crap we put on it, like we always do. That lets you know something wrong with it when you got to add 15 things to it to be able to even take it in, man. So what's up, Pop? Shout out to my Pop, man. Checking in. I appreciate you, Pop, man.
Good evening, good evening. You
But
know something else? I'm sorry, let me let you finish with coffee. I just thought of something else that is good for coffee as well.
yeah, but we tend to put a whole bunch of stuff on it and try to mask it and make it suitable for us. So I would say that it's not. I mean, it
Mhm.
does give you energy when you add sugar to it, and then then you put milk on top of it, and it's really destroyed. So listen, man, we done made coffee companies a lot of money. So you know what I'm saying? There might be another way. If you're looking for energy, just go eat a few bananas. It'll do the same thing coffee do. I promise you. And the crash won't be the same. So if you're looking for the same thing, you know, go get you a few bananas, man. Go ahead, Queen. Sorry.
I just want to, you know, because I am a coffee lover. I love coffee and tea, but I don't do sugar in my coffee any longer. But I wasn't going to go from the area of consumption with coffee. Coffee, if you say you live in a space where dogs or different community animals, and I'm saying community because we're in their community, come to your living place where you are, and you want to keep them distant, if you put coffee grounds or coffee beans like around your bushes, dogs and raccoons, all those different things will not enter into your space and damage the beautiful garden that you have prepared because they don't like that smell.
Well, since we're gonna go into food in a little bit, if you making your own garden, you better get you some coffee beans. Then, man, that's game for you. Yeah, I know that. That's game. My pop said there's nothing like a good cup of coffee.
Well, I can hang out with your pops then.
Listen, I seen my pops and his friends, and you know I'm gonna respect my pops, and I'm gonna have a conversation with him before I divulge too much information, but. I was at a place where my pops and his friends, coffee drinkers, like yeah, coffee. Sure enough, professional coffee drinkers. So when he say that, I believe him. but yeah.
And I'm a person that I remember at one point, probably 8 years ago, I would celebrate which island I was representing or what country I was representing with my coffee bean for the day. So I have the grinder, the whole regimen. But again, I don't do sugar. So it's just creamer because sugar is in creamer. So it's the same way, you know, I'm getting sugar, but not as much as when I used to be double, you know, make sure you put everything in my coffee so it could be just a cup of brown, warm sugar.
Listen, if I'll tell you this, and a lot of times I'm going to talk, some people may hear this and be mad at me, but it's okay. I still love you. When you have something brown like a bean, chocolate, dark, and you grind it and turn it, and it's black in the cup, we add a bunch of white stuff to dilute it. So if there was anything good in the bean, which it is, we just destroyed it. We destroyed it by adding all this white stuff in it. It sound familiar? It sound like everything. It sound like everything. When we add our diluted cousins to this, something goes wrong.
They are cousins now?
Yeah, because I got a lot of white folks that you know what I'm saying, I'm still cool with. You know, Woodland Hills was a bunch of white people, and I got some good white friends, man, but it is what it is.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When we dilute things, when we take it from its natural state, we're not going to get none of the properties that we were supposed to get that the bean would actually have. Because there are properties that the bean has that we need, but when we pile of crap, a boatload of crap and pus and blood from cows and everything else in your coffee, like that's literally what you drinking. So yeah, it sound good, Pops, but if I really said you add a bean and then you add pus from a cow, blood from a cow, like it don't sound as good. Don't sound as good. And like I tell you, every time we have this, I don't want to make it sound good. I want to make it where you might second guess it. I mean,
right.
You might not, because I'm just Del Rico, so it might not have that much effect. But it might be one person where they'd be like, "Oh, I can't do this today."
So over on the gram, we got a question that says they thought the coffee was an appetite suppressant.
Yeah, I mean, what it's heavy. Like, what are you doing with the coffee? Like, beans in its natural state are what we need. So yeah, in a small portion, we getting the bean. But like I said, then you add a bunch of crap on top of it, and then it just goes out the window.
Right.
But and we just jumped right into it. But I did want to say
talk about our current event that we had planned.
Yeah, so I'm gonna rewind back and go into our little current event because we want to try to stick the script. Because if one of these radio stations want to, do a little business, we got to stay on script.
Right.
But this week was very interesting.
He spit his coffee out when you said blood.
Yeah. Listen. Yeah, he understand, man. Listen, man. We're gonna come right back in a few seconds, Swan. I promise you, man. I promise you. But
and we got the song on the gram: black coffee, no sugar, no cream. I'm sorry. I'm just
listen. On another note, like we said last week, we're gonna start getting closer and closer to an election. And people are going to start voting. A lot of people have mailed in ballots and started voting and doing their thing with that. And, I applaud you. I hope you voted for who you got the vote you wanted to vote for. Most of us didn't vote for who we wanted to because they didn't give us a candidate that we wanted. So we had to settle in real life. We had to settle for two old white men. And a lot of brothers, a lot of people have been going at Ice Cube this week because supposedly he had a meeting with the Orange Man, and he was back table dealing and wheeling and dealing, and so a lot of our people pretty upset. So it was funny just to see as you click through social media how just your average everyday person are just so immersed, so emotionally immersed in this process. And if somebody even has a conversation with the Orange Man, our people throw darts at you. You know what I'm saying? Try to tear you down, say anything about you. So I'm really coming from a point of, and I do a lot of talking on the show, but what was the benefits of Q sitting down and having a conversation with the man? What was the benefits, if there's any? Is it all negative? Is there any positive coming from the brother having a conversation with the president? Are we going to continue not to sit down and I guess demand some of the things that we want, demand some of the things that we need, or are we just going to keep having this emotional response to situations? And we loved Ice Cube. I know I did. I grew up at a time where he was very powerful for us. I'm not going to go into the science behind hip hop, but they brought to the forefront a lot of the things going on in the inner city and that kind of thing on the West Coast, which was opposite of the East Coast. It was more unity. It was more Black power. It was more that kind of thing. And the West Coast was a little different. They was hurting and crying on the West Coast, and it was more screaming out what's going on with the police, and we sick and tired of this kind of thing. And so Ice Cube was very powerful when I was a young teen. So
wait, April, did you look at his response? So you saying why did he have a conversation with the insane individual who's the devil? His invitation went out to both, and the insane devil is who said yes for right now, and the team that I'm thinking that you wish that he met with said that they will wait until after the election.
Well, so even before like you said, even before Ice Cube had a supposed sit down with the president, he had been tweeting out some of the things that he thought that we should be asking for, some of the things that he thought we should be demanding. And listen, I'm not mad at the brother for that. I'm not mad at the brother for having a meeting. Listen, and I'm gonna take it from Brother Riza Islam, because on his post on Instagram at Riza Islam is a young, very young, powerful black man who is in the Nation of Islam, and he stated how Malcolm met with the KKK about us being segregated and getting our own lands in parts of Georgia and that kind of thing. So you always listen, we got to take our emotional stance out of this. If you don't know what the enemy is thinking, then you don't know nothing. You don't know anything about the plan. See, that's what I said. They got us, they really got us really good, because they know by saying certain things, we're not even going to think, we're just going to give an emotional response. So the sister said, why even have a conversation with the president? Because you're supposed to, so that your enemy knows what you're demanding, so that you and your people stand for something. And even if Ice Cube didn't put out everything that you would like, then you go add on to it. You go get more and more of your people in your tribe to go add on to what Ice Cube is asking. Because when he sat down, they called it one thing, and then when it came out, it was called the Platinum Plan, because they know black folks in platinum.
So, like, he sat at the table because he was invited to be at the table. And it's not necessarily that he had to show his full deck of cards and his full hand. However, he wanted to at least be that we weren't silent, because if we're still waiting on the leaders who we've had all these previous years, or people who we have identified or has been downloaded to us to say that they are the actual leader, they're not having these conversations that's really talking about the real issues of the community and giving somebody a lens of what the day-to-day life is for a melanated person in this country. And so, do I agree with him having that meeting? I probably don't, but at the same token, I appreciate somebody speaking up for what is important to our community, or what his understanding is of what's important to our community and what it is that we need to move forward. So he had the Black contract, or the contract with the Black American people, and he talked about it for months, and nobody paid attention to it until he took that invitation to meet with the opposition.
I'm just from the standpoint of, if I have somebody who is in a position of power, I need to see them face to face. I need them to feel my pain.
Right.
I need them to understand how bad we're hurting out here. And I mean, Ice Cube isn't per se right now, but there's a little kid, 16 and 17, who's hurting like Ice Cube was before he was in NWA.
Right.
You just walking home and the police beating you up. We got that going on in the cities we live in now. So I applaud him. I need more of them who've been in those positions and who have money. This is a capitalistic society. You got money. That's what makes things move. He got money. He got power. Money is power in this thing. So when you add a bunch of other people to it, he needs 5 other people standing right there with him. You know what I'm saying? Not fighting this alone and being separate, you know, on that kind of note. I may not agree with everything he got in that plan, but I'm not supposed to. Right. I'm not supposed to, because he don't know the whole plight of everybody anymore. He needs Queen April. He needs Fletch. He needs Swanee. He needs everybody to come and say something and have their voices be heard, and not just over social media where you the 400th comment, like, and you think you did something. Like, you didn't do nothing. Everybody has to play a part. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. We all. I mean, she's saying not him. I didn't see the first part before that.
Something
And I don't
about
know if
black
you said,
leaders. Something about black
listen,
leaders to execute, like what others are saying about building our own and take that plan and meet with other black leaders to help execute it. But it's I think the challenge with that Queen is that who is our true leaders? Like, are we waiting on the leaders who have had a voice for a multiple, time of years and we're still in the
Al
same
Sharpton.
space, or do we need right? But or do we need new voices that are more towards, in touch with the things that our current experience is? And our current experience looks a lot like what we've been dealing with for what, 50, 60, 100 years. However, there's some different things that have elevated, especially when you include um the millennials and you include like the younger voices that have some valid things to say about what goes on in our country. We need, not to say that we don't want to continue working with the Al Sharptons and the all of those people, but we need some younger voices of people who are going to be here to be able to execute us moving forward, since we always need to have a leader that we're following.
I mean, ultimately, she said not him, but it has to be him, and it has to be other people like him, and
Mm-hmm.
it has to be um, powerful people with money who aren't afraid to lose everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like powerful people with money who are willing to put their neck out. Like Dick Gregory used to say, you got to be a turtle, hard on the outside, soft on the inside, and willing to stick your neck out for anything.
Right.
That's going to help your people. So if he's going to start it, okay, pass the baton, pass it to the next person who's fearless, who's not scared of the system. And a lot of the ideas and stuff have to come from the backs of the queens as well. It can't be just men dictating it. That's what this system already is. It's a white male dominated society. And we can't we can't have that. We got to have our whole circle. So the sisters have to be involved in the making of this. They're the ones who's giving birth to these babies and the next
Mm-hmm.
generation. So something has to be said from both sides um, of our table. Um, he. Listen, everybody's not going to agree with everything Cube said, and I hope he understands that. And by one of his posts, I think he does.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't be scared to be the first ones to move the culture ahead. All like Queen said, all these old leaders, they got to go. They
Mm-hmm.
have to go. We could shout them out and say them by name, but we know who it is. These same people that got these same comfortable positions that aren't doing anything to move us forward because we in the same spot. We on the same hamster wheel.
And the reality of the question that Queen April just posted, in regards to when she says him, she's talking about the current person on Pennsylvania Avenue, and that he's never wanted to help us or had our intentions. I'm adding on to what she said. Never had our intentions included in his dialogue. And there's a lot of times that if we go like coming down to where it is that we engage on a day-to-day basis, that we have conversations with people who don't understand what we're saying or have no interest in what it is that we're saying. However, the fact that we are using our voice in whatever way we feel is going to have magnitude, we still need to say it. Even if it's going to be dismissed, if it's going to be ignored, whatever it is, we still have to put voice to it and hope that it penetrates in some way. But then on the flip side, and this is not today's news event, but the laws and the rules in which we subscribe to and that we're talking about was never written for a melanated individual here in the United States. So we have to be mindful that what the things that we're asking for, we really have to have a rescript of the entire judicial system and the everyday life of what we live to realize that none of this was written for us to even have a voice or a say in anything. So in taking that in consideration, we need somebody who's speaking up, because then that way we will have our voices at the table when it's important and necessary, so that we can be included, since we're always trying to be included versus creating our own empire.
Yeah, listen, we're on an emotional roller coaster with this thing, and they play on your emotions.
Mm-hmm.
They play on your emotions. We could say something about the orange guy, but before the orange guy was 8 years of the black man, and then when he didn't do what we needed done, then we'll say, what was he supposed to do in 8 years? What was he supposed to do in 8 years? You
But
know what
in
I'm
the
saying?
judicial system, he only had 8 years.
He wasn't for us anyway.
He
He
was
taxed
for
your paycheck.
inclusion and diversity.
He taxed your paycheck more than all other presidents combined. That's who we voted in office. And we love that man. We love him. Listen, I was going to start the show by asking people, please go look up the definition of insanity. Please. Please. We got to look it up, because this voting process, after everything Mary just said, that we weren't written into this thing and it wasn't for us, and we know it. And we know it. And we know it. And we keep going and doing the same thing over and over.
And we're not saying not to vote.
Expecting a different. Mary's telling you to vote. Mary May Butterfly Love is telling you to vote.
I am. Because that's a protest. That's a loud and silent protest at the same time.
And I haven't decided, with my God-given right that's been given to me by white people, your God-given right to vote that the white folks have given you, I haven't decided whether I'm going to use mine or keep mine in my pocket. And people might be mad at that, but Joe Biden ain't no better. A bunch of homies that I know and cousins that I know and everything else I know, and they're going to say, pastors agreed with it. Pastors agreed with the crime bill, and the churches agreed with. I don't agree with them either.
So we have the definition.
If you agreeing to lock up your people because a white man signs a bill, I don't agree with you either. And that's what a lot of the churches did as well. He went to bat on that because the churches said, yeah, yep, that's what we need to. That's what we need to. So your other choice is him. That's who your other choice is. And another light-skinned woman who's not for you. So where do that leave us? Yeah, this ain't a game. My life on the line. I got 2 young boys who coming up in this same system. And I'm supposed to lie to them and supposed to tell them the insanity things that have been passed on to me, that your vote's going to change something. That you voting is really going to stop cops from busting black men in the head and murdering black women. That's really going to change that. That's really going to change the way the hood is. It's not going to bring no jobs. I grew up in Rankin. We had 1 street light, 7 churches, 6 churches, 1 store, a bunch of murdering. Where was the spirituality in religion then? Where was all the preachers on the corners when it was when I got friends that died and murdered? Where was it? Where was the church then? So there's a bunch of people that go along with this. And a lot of them people live in comfortable homes, nice cars, good bank account, and don't want nothing to change. That's the reality. Mm-hmm. Because when we leave out of certain positions, if we in the hood, we stuck in the hood and we get out, we leave it behind. Mm-hmm. I'm too good for that. We leave it behind. I mean, go vote. If you want, go vote. That's what you want to do. Go vote, please. Please, listen, for all my people, since all my people want the orange man out, please go vote for Joe Biden then. Since that's who Chaka Crown voting for, we voting for Joe Biden. Go vote. Go vote, man. That's all I'm going to say, man. I listen, this is our platform where we speaking from, but your comments and everything else, they reflect how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to change I'm not trying to change the way you feel. None of that. You still my cousins, you still my brothers, you still my sisters, and I'll fight for you. Even when somebody say something crazy. What, we supposed to give up on Cube because he said something you don't like? Like, that's what we got to get out of, black people. Just because they don't agree with you 100%, that don't mean you dismiss your family members. You know what I'm saying? You show them more, you show them better, so then they can understand. But we so quick to throw people away. And what my pop put, insanity is repeating the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. I was waiting for it, that's all. That's what the voting process is. You vote, you vote. How there's people out there older than me, so they've been voting since the 70s. The hood ain't changed, nothing. We don't own nothing. The community ain't changed. The kids are stupid. You're still going to white people's schools, but we keep voting. That's one thing that's consistent. We keep voting. You know what I'm saying? And I hope the vote this time works. And I hope whoever you vote for wins and it changes like overnight, because our
You know, it's
people
not going to change overnight. What's going to change overnight is that we're still going to have to fight and advocate and educate. And we should be able to mobilize towards what is going to be our own empire, our own voices, and not always looking for permission from other people.
Yeah, that's dope. If we want it, we go take it. Like, honestly, that's what happened to us in this land. If your family's indigenous to these lands, that's what happened. Wasn't no voting process. Get up and go take it. That's what they teach you as a young person. If you had a parent in your life and there was anything halfway in your life, they say you want it, you go get it. You go get it somehow, some way. They might not even have the answer, but the fact that you put the thought, you had a thought, you spoke the thought, and then you put action to it. A lot of us, there's no action behind it. A lot of us, and for instance, I said church because a lot of my family and friends was in there, and then a lot of people leave that perceive God right there in the church and don't go do no work. But the story is Jesus walked all over these lands. That means his feet was dirty from putting in work. I didn't agree with everything Martin Luther King did, but his shoes was dirty from putting in work. Malcolm X, dirty from putting in work. A lot of us sit at home and then talk the most crap and ain't put in work to change nobody's life. Nobody. But then get frustrated with Ice Cube because Ice Cube is trying something. At least a meeting, something. You know what I'm saying? But and we're going to go into this next week, but we live in fantasy and fairy tales, and we love it, man. We really love the fantasy and fairy tales.
We subscribe to the download.
Yeah, listen, please don't pass the fantasies and fairy tales on to the kids. We got to break the cycle somewhere. And, we're going to wrap this up and go kind of do a detour back into what the original conversation was about. Because sometimes it can get overwhelming and people get pissed off.
And right. Yeah.
Because that's
what they depend on for us as melanated people, that we are easily distracted by our emotions. So they cause a situation, cause focus in the media, news, whatever, to distract us because they know that we are going to be the most advocating if we're distracted, or that we're going to become enabled and not do the action that is being called upon us because we are caught up in our emotions. So you have to be able to check your emotions at the door, or be able to fall back and be like, okay, is this an emotional response, or am I able to really activate my voice and get out there and do something?
Now that's real game, especially for our men. Get out your emotional bag, man. You know what I'm saying? Get out that bag. And I'm not saying that as a man, there's not times where we need to be emotional. This is not the time. This is the time to grab the inner warrior spirit that you got in you and do something. I don't care what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know why you here, but it got to be for a bigger purpose than the, I don't know, go drink coffee every day. sit on Instagram and comment about, I don't even know what the newest thing is because I just study and try to help young people and that kind. So I don't even know the newest thing right now. I mean, later I might check.
So one of our queens that referred to you as Uncle Fletch is actually listening and following us on Chocolate Crown.
On the gram or the Facebook?
On the gram.
Oh, the young queens is in the building.
They in the building.
You know what? That's the kind of thing, like working with the young people would get me. I get chills as soon as you said it, because just the energy of young people is amazing, and we can't pass this same kind of thing off to the young people, man. You can't. If you knew something was wrong when you was coming up, you could fix it in a child. You can fix it so the next generation don't do the same stupid thing you did. Like, so I'm very appreciative of the young ladies, and I call them queens. I don't like that they call me king. Call me Uncle Fletch. So shout out to the young ladies, man. Stay safe, be smart, you know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. And tune in because we about to talk about food and what you should be eating, and stop eating them hot Cheetos and drinking the
hot chips.
Fruit punch from the corner stores and all that kind of stuff. No, you gotta stop all that, man. So to kind of backpedal back on what we were talking about as far as what we eat and what we're putting in our body. I always have the book with me so that everybody sees it. Like, this is my Bible. Everybody else got another Bible that they call the Bible. It wasn't called the Bible at first. It was called the Vulgate. But this is Fletch's Bible because this is food. This is about health, and health is wealth. So that book is super important to me. And
you want to hold it up again?
A lot of the times.
There you go. Yeah.
African Holistic Health by Layla Ali, recommended by Baba Dick Gregory. And I don't agree with everything Baba Gregory said, and I don't expect everybody to agree with me. But what I do hope it does is just spark a conversation and get you to maybe order one of these books and get you to eat something different today or tomorrow. That's all that this conversation and this podcast is for. Hopefully we make you laugh. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, hopefully you enjoy the hour that we together, and hopefully you comment. But all it is for that is just to give you some information so you could go think and give it to kids and give it to young people and give it to somebody that might be sick in your family who don't know really what dairy's doing to them, and they don't even know all the things that the products that they're purchasing that has dairy in them. They might not even know. As crazy as it may sound, listen, if you remove that and you remove meat, you got diabetes, bye-bye to diabetes. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a health professional. This is for educational purpose only. I mean, this is for entertainment purposes only. But get rid of your milks, get rid of your dairy, get rid of your meats. If you have any health issues, I'm promising you, man. And it's going to be hard because what they do to your foods is they put chemicals in them, and you addicted to meat, and you addicted to to the sugars and you're addicted to milk. What's up, brother Goon? Checking in. I'm gonna be calling you soon because Queen Mary would like those headshots, and we got some good places in mind. But I seen your video too, brother. And shout out to Goon No Cut Films. If you out there and you need a photographer, you need a video guy, Goon No Cut Films, young brother, black owned, coming up. Holla at him, Facebook, Goon No Cut Films, or get at me and we can connect you with brother Goon. So, but we well, protein from meat is a different kind of protein. And you as a human being, you don't need meat protein. If you can't go up to an animal and bite an animal on its ass and chew it up, it's not meant for you. It's it's not meant for you. But you should just replace it with plants. Like your teeth are a certain way for a certain reason because it's meant for plants and vegetables. That's what you're meant to eat. Like if you didn't cook the chicken, you couldn't eat the chicken. So you got to cook it and get it out of its natural state to be able to take it into your body. So if you eliminate that, I'm talking about eliminate it. And, you know, Queen Mary will say, one day at a time, little at a time. Uncle Fletch, Cousin Fletch saying, get rid of it now. Your life will change immediately. Immediately. But I get what she's saying, why she say that, because it's been a long life of taking this in and getting used to it and a routine. So just replace it with plants. A lot of plants, a lot of vegetables.
And you also don't want to shock your system. It's the same way that if you have been prescribed some kind of medication regime, whether you agree with it or not, you can't just stop it like abruptly because it's impacting your blood, it's impacting your thought process, it's in your stream. So when we talk about, detaching stuff like in moderation, you have to like gradually remove those different foods. So, I mean, the only meat that I'm at this point is chicken. And I'm really ready to break totally up with chicken because how many ways can you really prepare chicken that's going to be different? So, if chicken is the last meat that I have to go, it has to go. And there's been times that I've been able to do without it, but then it ends up creeping back in.
So, Queen, a lot of greens, anything greens, a lot of these diets, especially because we're on the move a lot. A lot of these places don't even have green vegetables in them. So when you at home or you have the time, overload on green anything, asparagus, broccolis, whatever else, anything with colors, eggplants, things with dark colors to it. So you can get the necessary protein that you need in your system.
Yes, Swanee G, that is the best form to enjoy your coffee. Might not taste, but it's an acquired taste. But if you drink a high quality bean, the taste is going to be
We
phenomenal.
already know from little kids when we used to take the medicine mom used to give us, the nasty ones always work. They always work, man. You ever had castor oil and all these different kind of crap back then? Like always, the nastiest things work, man. That when they make it all sweet and you go get the medicine and they make the medicine sweet. Like it's crazy. But the green
bitters is not tasty, but it's helpful. So like if you have bitters in the morning and in the evening, that taste is not desirable. There's some pros and cons about apple cider vinegar, but most people have at least tried that. It's not tasty, it's not pleasurable, but it does have some pros and cons on how it can actually help you. So that just goes to what I know some people that may, join this and be like, okay, I tried this, because they'll say apple cider vinegar for your salad dressing. Like if you're making a salad, that's the best salad dressing to kind of utilize on a healthy base plant food salad.
Listen, long as it's green, Listen, long as it's colorful, it should be very bright. We like when you see some of these plates that people make, and we see it. They posting on Facebook and the gram and Twitter and everywhere else. Like that platter was fire. They don't got nothing. It's all deadly on the plate. It's deadly. It should just say death. But somebody in the family hooked it up. Oh, I mean, brother, vegan type meats, or if you're doing it right, it's supposed to be vegetables. It's supposed to be mushrooms mainly. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't, if you just love the texture of meat, try portobello mushrooms. You know what I'm saying? It has a similar texture. It's not going to be the same. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's an experiment. You got to try different stuff. Stop going and doing the same Wendy's, McDonald's, these same stupid burger places that you don't know what kind of meat that is.
You don't.
We don't know. We really don't know. We just hoping. We've been dumbed down to
where
the point
is a
that
square burger at? Usually the burger is round. Where is a square burger coming from? I mean, you could cut it off in the corners and make it square, but like, really?
They gave you an old white man who they had advertising. We shouldn't have been trusting that. We shouldn't have been trusting that. Nope. Like we shouldn't be trusting Santa Claus. We shouldn't be trusting. That's a whole nother topic.
Yes.
But these places, listen, it's your health, it's your life. You know what I'm saying? Some people treat their vehicles better than their own self. They will spend all day shoving death into their mouth and then go put the best gas, best oil, put the best tires, give it the best wash. The car better than you.
Right.
And I mean, that's honest. She said she just ate some vegan meatballs. Well, put the recipe up there, Queen, so we can see it. There's people out here watching. There's people out here who want to leave the cow alone. That cow is awful. And then, your cousin Fletch was doing some research about the salmon, what they doing to the salmon. I mean, it's no longer wild caught salmon because they fished out the ocean so much that they got a farm raised salmon. And when they're farm raised, they're not in their natural habitat. They're doing all kind of stuff. They add iodine to it when they mix the eggs. When they mix the egg and the ejaculation from the male fish, and then mix it with iodine, and then we get more fish from that. That's what they're doing now. So even the salmon. So we got to go all the way back to straight veggies, man. We got to come up with a competition, man. We might have to come up with the best veggie, best vegan dish or something, because it's out of hand. And what it does, it's the first step into like positive thinking, doing good, a natural state. Like if you putting awful stuff into your body, I wonder why we on the same insane track doing the same things and expecting something different. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't expecting anything else. Dr. Sebi and Layla Africa both will tell you, and we know we lean on both. They won't even have a conversation with certain people because of the diet. They look at you and say, you will do no thinking. You won't have any critical thinking because of what you're eating.
And you could tell from below people's eyes, if it's very dark, if the white parts of their eyes are yellow or even red, that their health, they're not living. Like they are barely living and taking in oxygen, especially if the white parts of their eye is like not white. That's probably the only thing white that you would subscribe to, that and your teeth, because if they're not white, they tell a story about what it is that you're eating. So when you walk and represent yourself and you think you got on this wonderful suit or this wonderful dress and you representing everything, but your face and your image and your teeth and your eyes tell a story. They tell what you had for breakfast and dinner last night.
And it's not, and I don't want people to take it personal, like, because I'm a human, so I indulge in some things because I am a human. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for the experience, so I'm experiencing some of it. But at a certain point, I'm gonna take back what's mine. And I don't want people to think like I'm coming at you, because you're gonna eat what you want. If you love McDonald's, eat it. Have at it.
Your Happy Meal is on and popping.
Have at it. But then don't go complaining about my back, my neck. This is hurting. That's wrong. I can't sleep. I can't move. I can't. And you want to play victim. This goes into the fantasy fairy tale thing. You want to eat how you want to eat, but you don't want to live and stand in that reality. And we got to get out of that. And then when we eat like we eating, and then it goes wrong, then we got to go to the same people who gave us the food to fix us. Insane. That's insane. Like our grandparents and things wasn't no doctors. They fixed it. You went in the cabinets and she mixed up some herb or did something and came back with something that was awful. And a half an hour later, you was back outside. You know what I'm saying? And it comes from not believing everything these people tell us, man. And we're at a point where everything we do, every move we make, they got a hand in it. So therefore, we got to question it. The food, you got to question it. Because if you was in your right state of mind, I think we would all have broken away from the system by now.
Right. And our health would not be as challenging as it is to make us the most susceptible to a virus that we're still learning about.
Yeah, your uncles and everybody, they probably still be alive, but they died at 52, 55. They be 70 right now, still kicking it, still moving it, still out here, still going. But no, we see them die younger and younger and younger and younger and younger, and they telling you this is the healthiest. This place is nothing like they say it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she back on the wagon. Let's go. That's good, positive news. If you back on the vegan wagon, if you back on the vegetable wagon, if you back on the herb wagon, and I always try to do a little homework so I could give you a little bit of info, because we was going to talk about how do we remove mucus, because mucus is the main cause of sickness throughout your body. And I'm gonna just go over just a couple quick things, a couple herbs that you may know about, you may not know about, some electric herbs, so that you could maybe add them to your diet. So some electric herbs that'll help you today. Like, you got to get them in you, and you could go to your herb stores. You can look online. Next week I'll have my packages of herbs, and you can use the same company. But elderberry, Irish moss, burdock root, red willow bark, yellow duck root, all 5 electric herbs. Amazing for your body. You want to help your body get back to an alkaline state? Those 5 roots: elderberry, Irish moss, burdock root, red willow bark, yellow duck root. Those 5 electric herbs help you out amazing. And so when we talk about mucus, those 5 things help with the digestion process, antibacterial things in them, help ease the organs and the lungs. So when we're talking about trying to remove mucus, a lot of people have sinus issues. So that'll be mucus in your nasal passage. Lungs, people don't know pneumonia is mucus on your lungs. That's pneumonia. So how do we get the mucus off your lungs? Pancreas, that causes diabetes. When you got mucus on your pancreas, in your pancreas, diabetes. And we know a bunch of black folks that got diabetes. Mm-hmm. And what can we do about that? How can we remove mucus from our pancreas? The brain, Parkinson's disease, schizophrenia, Parkinson's disease and schizophrenia. So that would be having mucus on your brain. And then last, bronchitis, having mucus on your bronchial tubes. So those things are the 5 sicknesses that we can actually take care of ourselves. Mm-hmm. We can.
As we enter or go into flu season is the kissing cousin to bronchitis, because of the sinuses and everything like that. But it's also interesting how the calendar is mapped around these two things being so instrumental, is that it's the holiday time when we want to have certain foods that require or suggest in the recipe ingredients that don't really work towards helping us towards wellness. And I know one of the questions, I was like, well, can we still have stuffing? Because as it gets cold outside, you begin to think and crave those holiday driven foods. And it's like, okay, stuffing is bread. And if the core of it is bread, no matter what other things you put in there to make it well, it still has the base of flour and it still has the base of sugar. It still has those bases in it. So, I'm always going to say in moderation. However, it's really not good for our ingestive system at all. Darnell, I'm not sure if you were on a couple weeks ago and we talked about cancer, and cancer being the soy and the iodine. And iodine is mostly found. You mentioned iodine earlier today, Fletch, but iodine is mostly found in seafood, especially fresh seafood that we get right out the water. And that iodine transitions into the antibodies that create cancer within our body. So, we have to be mindful of that in soy, how it is that we introduce and allow these things to come into our system. But this season, it's cold outside. It's October through March, is mucus driven season by the foods that we eat.
Yeah. So part of it, if you have damp, cold places, that's where mucus tends to live. So drinking hot waters and hot teas, that kind of thing, keeping yourself hydrated. And Darnell, appreciate it, man. Rest in peace to Moms. He's one of the brothers from around my way, from way, way, way back in the day, man. He he went to HBCU, you know what I'm saying? So
all right. You see, I'm representing this homecoming weekend. I had to represent.
Yeah, I think he went to Jackson State. I think Jackson State. And Mo, let me know if I'm correct. But yeah, I wish we would have known some of the things we know now about cancer, and we could have did something and gave Mom the herbs and the things she needed. And change the diet, man, because a lot of people out there fighting with this and keep running to these doctors, and they are in the business of making money. So he went to Morehouse and JSU. So he was double HBCU.
I ain't mad.
I'm mad, man. I'm mad.
You went to a PWI.
PWI, stand up. Nah, I ain't mad at my people getting no education, especially a brother from the same projects I grew up in. You know what I'm saying? So That's dope. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't mad at that, man. But like we just got to start doing our own homework and our own research for these herbs, for things to put in our body. Like eucalyptus is huge with removing mucus. So you can get eucalyptus plants and just breathe it in all day. You know what I'm saying? So that's the kind of thing we horehound. That's another herb for mucus removing. And those two are very good. Osha root, that's another one. The ones I gave you before were electric herbs to get your body in an alkaline state. These now are mucus removers. So eucalyptus, Osha root, horehound, ginseng, and mullein. They're all fantastic for removing mucus, because mucus causes sickness. Mucus is the main reason or the main thing behind sickness. So we have to learn how to remove the mucus. So some of those herbs you get in your diet every day and start fighting this thing yourself. Yeah, your son is on it, man. Yeah, like, and that's dope. He on it, man. Because when you get young people on it, young people are telling other young people. You know what I'm saying?
And they
now
try
it's
to live longer and live differently. Like they making different decisions based on the information they have, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, and then it becomes cool to eat better. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, we grew up, we went to a penny candy store and ate the worst. And rest in peace to Mr. Connie, because Mr. Connie just passed away not too long ago, and he sold the candy taffy apples around my way. And we used to love the candy taffy apples. They took an apple that was perfectly fine for you and dipped it in sugar. And it was the best thing in the world. Awful. It was awful for us, man. But shout out to Mr. Connie, because he was a legend with, for that. But it's like the more we know, the more we do better, the more we eat better. And everybody always asks the question, well, if we take all this out, what we supposed to eat? There is thousands of things. I mean, millions of things to eat, man. Millions of things. We just got to quit being lazy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We got to come out our comfort zone and eating this stuff that's really slowly killing us, little by little. We got to come out these McDonald's. We got to come out the Wendy's, the fast food, the Chinese.
And even Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A, that sugary ass chicken, come out of there. You know what I'm saying? Like, come out of there. Like, it's amazing. And the little white kids are nice. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Can I help you? And the black kids that you go, they nice when they pull up. So it make you feel good when you're giving them your money. They playing on your emotions. They know this. And selling deadly chicken. Deadly. It says silent, deadly, delicious.
Give me a second.
I know you're going to zoom in.
Yeah.
Silent, deadly, delicious. Drugs masquerading as foods. These are my two favorites. And that's what happens with your food. It's silent, deadly, and it's delicious. So we got to come up off that wheel, man. This food's not for you, man. They're not, and they're not even trying to hide it a lot of times, man. If you do your own research, I mean, they'll tell you we sell the foods that we sell. They tell you that they open the door and now it's free range, but these chickens they're built just to go to your table. Just to go to your table. They can't walk, they can't move. A lot of them are in warehouses where it's so dark that they don't want to go outside into the light. Their legs are breaking, they can't hold themselves up. So
what's the alkaline herbs again?
The list of the alkaline herbs. I could do that, Queen. Yeah, we always can go back and give the alkaline. Elderberry is one.
Okay, wait, I'm typing.
Oh, you putting them up there as well?
I am. Go ahead.
So elderberry, Irish moss, or sea moss. And if you need that, Fletcher Del Rico 79 at Gmail, hit me up and I will ship it right out to you. Burdock root.
I don't know if I'm spelling it right, but
Burduck, burdock root. Red willow bark. And yellow duck root. So those are the 5 electric herbs that get, your body in an alkaline state. So elderberry, Irish moss, burdock root, red willow bark, yellow duck root.
And what were the other herbs?
And the other ones are the 5 that remove mucus. They are eucalyptus. And you can get a plant. You can put these in teas. You could just breathe them in. Different ways to get it into your system. Absorb it every way possible. Horehound root, H-O-R-E, hound, H-O-R-E, hound, horehound root. It's the mint family. So in your cough syrups and stuff like that, and your cough drops, they got this much in there. Now we're going to start taking this much. We're going to start guzzling horehound root. Osha root, O-S-H-A, Osha root. It increases blood flow to the lungs. Osha root. So all of these are mucus removers. Ginseng. A lot of us know what ginseng does. It fights inflammation. Mm-hmm. It's beneficial for COPD. COPD is third leading cause of death. Ginseng. And we don't need it. We don't need it in the small portions that we get out these packs. We need to start taking this often. COPD. We know a lot of people. Chronic obstruction pulmonary disease. You know a lot of people with it. It's third leading cause of death. So get the ginseng up in you. And the last one is mullein. M-U-L-L-E-I-N. Mullein. Antibacterial. Antibacterial properties. Soothing on the lungs. Also helps remove mucus. Yeah, disease of the lungs, and we fighting and we cleaning it all up. I'm gonna put together a list as well for all these cleanses. There's heart cleanses, there's lung cleanses, pancreas cleanses, full body flushes, so that we can be here for a little longer, man, to see this thing change the way that it's supposed to. Because, we know a lot of people who fought and who have fought in this fight, and they're not here anymore to see the change. I got a lot of master teachers that I follow that have passed on, that have ascended. Dr. Sebi being one, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing being another one. I could just go on and on. We need to just eat better and do a little better. It's hard though, because I know everybody's like me. You driving and if you stuck in traffic, I mean, it's just thousands of cars just pumping all kind of fumes into the air, and I hate it. You driving next to these trucks, they just pumping these fumes into the air, and we breathing it. And then now you breathing it with a mask on. So listen, man, you got to take care of yourself. Again, right now, today, you could get a pot, put some turmeric, ginger, lemon, oranges, black seed oil, sea moss, all in a pot. Garlic, all in a pot, and just breathe it. Turn it up high, sit there for 5 minutes and breathe it. Because you've been outside all day, out here with the hustle and bustle trying to make your dollar. And now you got to do something about it. And a lot of us, we don't do that, man. We just go home and we so tired, we just shut it down. But when you realize how much you under attack, man, and you can start changing things by some of these herbs that I gave you, and just really being conscious of it. And on this book, there's a real big saying I want you to take a look at. It says, deliciously killing Americans / hyphen Africans and all people. deliciously killing. Like, think about that. When it tastes good and everything else, deliciously killing us. And I don't want to sound, no, I'm lying. I want to sound harsh. I'm lying. I want to sound harsh. The house is on fire. House is on fire. T-shirts coming soon, man.
Yes.
Because it's real out here, man. And you ain't, neither one of your candidates is telling you what to eat. One got COVID, the other don't got COVID. You know what I'm saying? One feed all his staffers McDonald's. Look at them. Don't they look sick? That's who y'all voting for. They look sick. People are sick. They look dead, man. We are here living. We about to vote for some dead people, man. No, we can't do that. We here living. Let's eat right. Let's put the right fuel in your body. Shout out to everybody who checked in, man. Queen Mary May, Butterfly Love.
Yes, sir.
You got anything else to add? Because you know me, when we talk about this, I could keep going. There might not even be nobody listening. I'll just keep talking.
I think you still have some people actually still listening. So
Nah. But if you are, man, listen.
If it's something that stood out to you out of everything that we covered, can you drop that in the comment section and let us know, like, what's your biggest takeaway from, hearing about the stuff that we've grown up enjoying? It was deliciously killing us all this time. And then now we have to make that pivot, that mindset shift, that, consider. I mean, we're suggesting to consider alternative ways on how it is that you can be well. So it's like, what's the things that, like, I one person, I think it was Swanee G, said that he's gonna have his coffee all black now. What's the things that stand out to you?
Listen, just do something different. Just start somewhere, man. Add something to your diet and remove something from your diet. That's where you start, man. If you drinking real milk, stop, please. Especially if you melanated, please. Right. If you drink real milk, it has sugar in it. That's why you like it. If it didn't have sugar in it, you wouldn't drink that crap.
And that's why sugar has 52 different names. They hide it. They hide it in so many different things. So we think that we're buying something that's better, and we still got sugar like heavily doused in what it is that we're taking in. Salt, they have these new names for salt. It's still salt. So it still does the same damaging properties to your body, in general. And if you're getting blood work, this is also the same season with the weather changing, that if you are a person that has different blood levels, that your blood goes down, and we haven't really been as moving as we have, before quarantine life. So you need to get your blood checked. And one of the things that you have to ask for is to get a clinical immunobody. It's immunobody, immusine. If you think of immunization, it's that same word. Have them test that, because then that way, if there is something that's living within your body that you're not aware of, it'll show up in your blood. And that's the reason why our blood level goes down below if you're borderline anemic or something like that.
Yep, we should be, Swan. That's all you need. Fruits, berries, seeds, nuts, herbs, and waters. That's it.
And then the challenge is that, I mean, like, for my voice, and I'm not the only person, but some of those things that Swanee is suggesting, I'm allergic to, because they grow in ragweed and pollen. So then it's like, okay, then now what's my alternative? Which makes the journey even.
There's always an alternative. Creative thought about you too. He ain't just gonna leave you out because ragweed. No, you crazy. You gotta go do some homework. No, right. Ragweed gonna stop you from being healthy? Nah, because then there's another weed when you eat ragweed that you eat that weed and you good. I know I'm about to do a little homework, but also because of what you said, a lot of people don't know you don't even receive the nutrients from the food that you're getting because of the parasites in your body. Parasites in your body dancing.
And that's why lamb is not good, because parasites be dancing all around that lamb.
When you eat meat, it's in the meat, number one. So then it's
Right.
in your body. So
Right.
now you're gonna try to eat fruits and vegetables, and they're attacking the sweets and the stuff from the fruits and vegetables. So that's why we got to talk about cleansing, so we can get some of that out. So when you do put the herbs and the fruits and the vegetables, you can fully digest and take out every nutrient out of the fruits and vegetables, instead of letting parasites that are in your stomach and in your everywhere in your body, feast off of the diet that you're on. So
Swanee, I'm sorry, I keep coming to all the things you enjoy. Yes, the little lambs.
No, Darnell. Yeah, it's funny keep talking about this lamb, man. He keep talking about this little lamb, man. That lamb ain't no good, Swan. You know what I'm saying?
Swanee, I'm gonna just say, go check Dr. Sadie's documentary around what the little lambs are carrying in their body that is detrimental to you, and you will probably be like, well, dang, I thought they was the other white meat. Yeah, it was for a period of time.
It's called meat. Ain't no. That's what black folks do. We live in a fantasy. Stop. No, it ain't no other white meat. It's meat. It ain't no good. And Mo, I would say, number one, cow and dairy. So if you still taking in any of those two in any way, stop the dairy. Stop, like immediately. Stop the dairy. That would be the first thing I would tell people to do. That is not for us. When your mother had breasts and there was milk in the breast, and after that dried up and you went off started your life, you didn't need another drop of milk for your entire life. They lied to you, telling you it's for your bones, or no. They've been eating your bones and everything up since you was a little kid. So I would tell grown people, stop the milk immediately. No coffee, no yogurt, no more cheeses, none of that. Like, and then you'll start to see if you got skin issues, eye issues, you're tired, like things will start to change, man. Your blood will start to change. Your heart will start to change. So if I was giving any advice, and I'm not, because this is for entertainment purposes only
and educational,
I wouldn't. Well, you can have your milk, Mom. You ain't have to type that. That's on you. You know what I'm saying? I hope you want almond milk. And I hope it don't got soy in it. But Mom, I know you. You know what I'm saying? I'm hard-headed because of you. So you gonna drink milk, you gonna drink milk. But that's our people. We stubborn. We stubborn. You know what I'm saying?
Queen Lee, Mama Joe.
that's the reality of it. And yeah, you gonna have to die for something. So if you want to die from milk, that's the exact thing they want you to say. So if you want to die from milk, that's on you. And I said, because that's my mother. But that's our people's thinking. We're gonna die from something. So don't give yourself a fighting chance. You know what I'm saying? Take in this stereotype that they give us, instead of saying I can live long. I can live long and do big stuff at 60 years old and 70 years old, instead of being stuck in the house, not being able to move.
Right.
But I know people who 50 who eat this kind of diet, 55 and still hooping like they 30. Still moving around like they 35. Mom, okay, enjoy your life. If milk is making you enjoy your life, I don't know what else to say. You know what I'm saying? If milk is making, if the food that kills you makes you enjoy life, I mean, I don't know what else to say. Yeah, see, yeah, that the tummy detox, yeah, you parasite cleanse. We got to try it all, man. And you know what I'm saying? Instead of just going to them and letting those people operate on us and experiment on us, because that's what it is when we go in there.
It's a hypothesis.
Half the time, the doctor is just being given a medicine from a scientist.
Mm-hmm.
And they telling the doctor what this is for. He don't even know. He don't even know. So there's a disconnect between scientists who making medicine and doctors who keep telling y'all, here, take this.
Mm-hmm.
Here, take this pill for a headache. Think about how many times people took a dumb old Tylenol for headache. And I have. I know I haven't taken nearly as many as at all. Because for a while, I couldn't even swallow them. But it got to be to the point where it don't even work for some people. It don't even work for some people. You're asking me, do I believe in doctors? I believe in
science.
I believe in taking care of yourself. That's what I believe in. The journey I'm on, that's what I believe. I've torn ligaments in my foot. I've torn ligaments in my foot and had to go see a doctor, and my foot still hurts. Mm-hmm. So do I believe in doctors? Okay, Mom, I hear you. I'm gonna have a colonoscopy soon. Why? Because you said so? Why? Because some white doctor said so? Stop.
She's probably going by your age. Like
that don't matter. No, I know what to do with my body. See, I'm not letting nobody tell me what to do with my body. I am of right mind where I could study and take notes on myself and put in my body what I want in my body. Not for some man to go stick his hand in my butt to tell me this. No. If that's how I'm going to die, ain't this your words, Mom? I'm going to die.
She said, because you're getting old. What about that? So April, what's the ingredients that you're talking about? Like in the cleanse, it has all the ingredients that we talked about.
Ingredients you mentioned. Yeah, in that cleanse, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in that cleanse, yeah, to remove a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
And that's dope. Yeah, so we're gonna definitely take some notes and bring some cleanses next week so people could start detoxing and doing what's right for them. And I listen, that's on you. You listen, I tell the people I talk to every day, you can do what you want. You can do what you want. That's all. I'm just telling you. Man. So do what you want. You want to Mo asked, I told him what to take out his, you know what I'm saying? I told him what to take out his body, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy my mom listens sometime. Now she drinking almond milk. Told her this 8 years ago. You know what I'm saying? But our people are hard-headed. They're going to do what they want. And I know because I'm human. And I do what I want, when I want. You know what I'm saying? So I study it because I know. So then I knowingly, all right, yeah, I don't feel right. Let me get back on my cleanse. Let me get back off this. Let me get back on the train. Yeah, I go off and on it purposely. Yeah, Mo, I appreciate you checking in, man. Every week we're gonna go ahead and hopefully somebody gets something from it, man. That makes me happy because I'm way over time. I'm at an hour and 23 minutes. That means I've been rambling.
You've been dropping dimes. We do come to you every Sunday at 8 p.m. with a variety of different conversations. And there's been some seeds planted in this conversation in regards to what we plan to talk about next week. But we hope that you will tune in, share your feedback, and keep following us and you're not necessarily following us, but joining the conversation. We're coming into your living room and having real talk matters around the things that kings and queens in our community need to learn and embrace.
Yeah, and talk, man. And don't take nothing personal because I don't, man. I ain't telling nobody to do nothing that they don't want to do. If you got a question, I'll answer to the best of my abilities. Come check us out every Sunday, 8 p.m. Relationship Flows on Instagram, Chocolate Crown on Instagram. Every Sunday, 8 p.m. If you need the moss, hit me up. Pretty soon I had the herbs back popping. So listen, we all in this together, man. If y'all got some info you want to share, you got a question, holla at me because you might know something I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I
And
like
we
to
in
get
the
schooled. Yeah, I like to get schooled as well, man. So, you know, I hope you have a blessed week, kings and queens. I hope
yes.
you make $1 million this week. I hope you eat something healthy, something green.
At least
You
try
know,
one thing, one day, one meal that's healthy. And I mean, I really want to say more than one day because then your body, you'll feel the energy difference. And we didn't really get to energy, and how food takes us. And after we eat it, we'd be like, oh God, I'm so tired. But um, yes, I would like you to at least try one day, if not more.
like I'll give the people, for instance, this is body armor, right? In its natural state, with just coconut water and fruit, it would be great. But you know what happens when we get it from them? They put all kind of crap in there. I know it. You know what I'm saying? I know it. I still take it because it's better than drinking fruit punch. It's better than
Mm-hmm.
drinking a beer. You know what I'm saying? So little coconut water, probably should be making it myself, but it got a lot of great properties in it. So little body armor. But I appreciate y'all. Shout out to Swanee. It's on, and
Definitely.
his apparel company. Um, Shout out to yeah, man, I love it, man. I love that joint. Yeah, Kobe invested in it heavily, and his family got paid from it too. That's what's dope. Even in his death, boy, still bringing in them checks, man. So that's dope. But shout out to Swan, and it's on his apparel company. Swan, man, when you up here and you comment, man, put your thing in the comments too, man, so people can know and go find your company out, man. And to the hat, you see the Height Apparel. That's my guy Eric Walker. Go shout out heightapparel.com. Um and yeah, again, man, Kings and Queens, thanks for checking in. I appreciate y'all. Sundays, 8 p.m.
Definitely. Thank you guys for coming in to the room and sharing your voice and talking with us. So you stay safe, travel safely, and stay safe. Be well. Thank you.
Peace.